It's our season finale, and we have our first champion in Fantasy Turf War. Ladies, we won this thing. We'll get into it on the other side of the intro. Cory, hit it. Hello, and welcome back to Fantasy Turf War, where 64 teams battle head-to-head for fantasy football glory. This is episode 75, and I'm your favorite host, fan-voted, everybody voted, Lauren Hill, and we could not wrap up this season without our stats guy. You know him, you may love him, you may not love him. Matt, on it.
You guys love me for the stats, maybe not for the personality. Welcome to the show. It's going to be a good one. Can't wait to cover all our fantasy MVPs, and we also can't forget about the greatest commish on the planet, Mr. Cory Bassett.
Hello. How's you guys' holidays going?
Very good.
It's
a lot warmer than usual. So.
So you're away from the snow, and then you're going to go back to the snow, and then it's going to get really cold in the next week or two, I think is what they're saying.
Oh, yeah. I'm heading back to North Dakota tomorrow, and it's been a nice 30 degrees up there. So glad that the heat came when I left. That was great. And when I get back up there, it'll be 8 degrees. That's great.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, no thanks.
Great.
Yeah. I think it's like nice and 55 here in North Carolina. It gets a little cold in the mornings, but once the sun comes out, you're usually fine. No snow, no ice, nothing like that. So it's all good.
I mean,
you guys have a good Christmas?
Yeah,
very good Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, kid's first birthday.
How was the fishes?
Oh yeah, that was good.
The lobster and the things.
Oh yeah, the fish salad, the clams, all that wonderful stuff. It was wonderful. Ate a lot. I gained like 10 pounds from like Tuesday to today. Forget about it. Then the cannolis.
Yep, I hear that. Lauren, how about you? How was
your accent? His whole accent just came out with that. It was really good. I got back to Atlanta last Sunday night, but really it was like 10 p.m. So really on Monday. And I've been busy with every single family member that lives here, lovingly spending time with everybody. It's been good. Lots of family time, lots of eating.
Good. I'm glad sounds like you got a lot of rest. You didn't do a lot while you were in town, so it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I know how that goes. Every time we'd go home from, I used to live in Las Vegas, and we'd go to Chicago, and it'd be just running around with our heads cut off pretty much the entire time we're down there. So I get it, but no, it's good. It's good that you got to spend time with your family, and now you get to go back to the nice balmy North Dakota. So yeah,
balmy, very. I literally am checking an entire bag full of sweatshirts and sweaters because I packed about 3 when I was going up there. Because I wasn't supposed to I was supposed to stay for 3 months, and now I've decided to stay for the full season. So,
gotcha. That's a good thing, though, right? Good problem to have.
Yeah.
So, you guys do anything New Year's? You guys have any New Year's traditions, or what are you guys' plans this year?
Absolutely nothing. Both my kids have RSV, so I will be. I'll be hanging in. They're okay. They got the snuffles, they got the coughies, and they got the vomits. I had to shower before I got on the podcast because my youngest decided, oh hey Dad, after I'm done drinking my bottle, I'm not only gonna spit up that, but also all the mucus in my lungs, and I'm gonna make it down your shirt. It was gross. Yeah. and on my face.
Yep,
Lauren,
and
please tell
there.
me you have better plans than I do.
Well,
She's got the same plans. What a coincidence.
exactly. No, I'm flying. So I said I'm flying back to North Dakota. I'm flying to the capital, which is Bismarck, and the team that I work for is playing the team that is located in Bismarck. So I'll be working. But when it hits midnight, I will be on a bus back to Minot. So
Wow.
All right.
exciting. Maybe the little like wind turbines will like shoot off a firework or two. Maybe, I don't know.
Life of a sportscaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that hockey season kind of goes this time of year. So, like football, it's not really a thing on New Year's Eve, but yeah, I guess that makes sense for hockey.
It should be. Penn State in the playoffs.
New Year's Day, I'll be sitting on a couch the entire day.
Yeah,
Watching.
I work tomorrow on my day job, and then yeah, we got kids, so no big plans there. Matt, I was gonna text you if I don't know if it's still out there, but we used to do getting the kids to midnight. If you can do it, it's an awesome accomplishment, and they get all this I did it kind of vibes. But if you want to get them to bed on time, Netflix used to have this show. Madagascar, the cartoons with like the zebra and all that. They used to have a New Year's Eve countdown show that you could just play. And so we'd be like, 7:00, let's hit the play button. We've got an hour left till midnight. And then, midnight's at 8:00 tonight, and put them in bed and you're good. So I don't know if it's still out there, but.
Brilliant. This year we've opted to not tell them that it's New Year's. So that, hey, it's just a regular Tuesday night.
Yeah. I mean, just like birthdays, right? If you think about it, it's just another arbitrary day around the sun. So, happy anniversary of the day around the sun again. So
exactly. They don't need to know. But we did do that last year, so I'm right there with you. Hey, everybody, go to bed. Adults want to drink.
Pretty much. So, all right. Well, how'd you guys do in your leagues? I think just about every league is wrapped up now, unless you are one of those crazy leagues that goes into week 18. Did you guys win any championships this year?
No.
I got third
in
my family league, but that's about it.
That's not bad. I got
That's
second.
not bad. Okay.
I got second, and it was ugly. Terry McLaurin, Chuba Hubbard, somebody's alarm. I got Devontae Adams and Breece Hall. It was ugly.
Yep. I didn't make the playoffs, so yeah, my seasons were over 3 weeks ago. I was joking before we started recording, but I've been playing fantasy football since like 2007, 2008, I think. And this is the second year in a row, and the only 2 years I've not made a playoffs in any league I've participated in. So I gotta make some changes, because I don't like not being able to go into December playing fantasy football. So sucks. It also sucks that I have to now hand out these awesome trophies that we're getting, and hand them out to our champions, because I don't have one this year. So, it's bittersweet. So I'm glad that they won, but yeah, I gotta add to my own shelf next year. So we'll have to figure something out.
Yeah. I hear you.
Matt, you almost made the playoffs.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that too.
I would have lost anyway. I lost like Tank Dell, and Reed just decided to suck so bad it's not even funny.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do things a little different today, right? So let's kind of get to it, and then we'll jump into all the league stuff.
Okay.
All right.
That's for all cracking knuckles.
Crack. Look, every day you just get closer and closer to Carl from Up, in that first scene where he's like, and he just takes one step.
I hope never.
I'm already there.
Lauren, call us when you hit 30.
Yeah, for real.
I got about 7 years.
Oh, such a baby.
I did have the realization that I'm turning 24 this coming year, and 24 is really close to 25. So
Yeah, you're about a year off from hangovers lasting longer. Hate to break it to you. And it gets longer every single year. You get closer to 30.
great.
You're welcome.
All right.
So you got
on that
what?
note,
Got what? 26 is when car insurance goes down, and then that's pretty much it, right? It's all
25.
25. Well, no, 26. They upped it.
Ugh.
It used to be 25
Wow.
back in the day. You know, man.
Yeah, that's true. I got excited because I could rent a car at 25. I'm guessing that's 26 now too.
Yeah, I don't know. There was always a military exemption,
I think that's
so I
25.
never.
It's still 25.
Sorry, Lauren, you can't do that.
Yeah, I haven't had to worry
Okay.
about that in 8 years, unfortunately.
Do people still rent cars with like Uber and all that now?
I do.
Yeah. I mean, like when you travel for like a longer period of time, there's no point to spend all that money on an Uber.
Yeah.
Good point.
Or in another country. That sucks.
True. True. All right. If y'all could depart from the screen, please. I have something to do.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys. Tonight's show is brought to you in part by our friend Susan over at Gridiron Goddess. Calling all Gridiron Goddesses, whether you're dominating your fantasy football league or just getting started, Gridiron Goddess is your go-to brand. We celebrate women in fantasy football with customizable team shirts, leggings, hats, and accessories that bring your team spirit to life. Plus, you can catch the latest NFL news, fantasy tips, and plenty of fun on their Instagram. And you can score 15% off your next order with code, all caps, TURF4 at checkout and enjoy free shipping on orders over $75. So visit www.thegridirongoddess.com to huddle with Gridiron Goddesses, where the turf's always fierce and the style is all yours. And to mention again, a woman did win the first season of Fantasy Turf War. So Gridiron Goddesses are not to be set on.
Yep, that's yeah, it's good. Yeah, we're actually going to order our trophy. One of our trophies is going to get ordered through Gridiron Goddesses for Boba Sensei's team, the America's Favorite team. So she just posted about that today. So if you see that stuff, it's pretty cool. It's one of those acrylics that you put the light under and like the light shines through it kind of things. So that would be pretty cool. Nice display piece in the shop.
Very cool.
Matt, you're up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm out of it. It's one of those days. All right, we're about to go into the Commissioner's Corner segment. But before we do, if you're enjoying this episode, find value from it, make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribe on YouTube. And, to keep the lights on and help us support this show, you really just want to share it with everybody. Take this to the next level and just, bring a friend every single time and bring your mom because I like moms. I'm kidding. Anyway, share the show, boost us through, be there for the live segments because truthfully, this is how you just keep us going. Quite honestly, we enjoy doing this. We love providing the content, and the best way to do that is for you to just keep showing up and bringing a friend every single time. Without further ado, Cory, how did the championship game that I should have been in went? How'd it go?
Let's see. Well, first we'll see. You were eliminated first, and then you were eliminated after that. And no, it was good. Championship game is over. We do have our first winner of Fantasy Turf War Season 1. It is Renee Neal of Renee Neal Photography. She entered the playoffs as seed number 8. And so if you're new to Fantasy Turf War, the way we do it, 64 teams head-to-head all season long, 4 divisions of 16. When we get into the playoffs, the top 2 teams get seeded. And so it's 8 teams. She was ranked number 8, so she was the least favored to win. And she ended up beating out the number 1 seed and then moved on to beat the number 4 seed. And then last night she beat the number 3 seed, FlurrySports, and it wasn't even close. 115-42 to 93-52. So pretty handily beat him in that, and we did call it on our predictions. She had a nice solid 5-6 game win streak there that she was putting together with the points. So she had the points to do it, and I'm glad she did. And I don't know if she's watching now, but congratulations to Renee. You are our season 1 champion. So you will be getting, which is actually fitting, you'll be getting a unique trophy that you will be able to hold until the end of next season, and which you'll hand it off to the next champion. You'll also be getting that custom 1-of-1 ring donated by Trophy Smack. It was custom made by them for us, and that will be yours to have forever. That is yours. And so congratulations to you for that. I'll be reaching out to you. Very deserving. You've been engaging with us on the channel, in the live shows, on all the social media feeds all season long. So very grateful that it came down to you and FlurrySports. Both of you guys were very active with us, very engaged with us as a community, and we really, really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys had fun this season. We hope to see you both back for next year. There's some perks that are also going to be announced that will have you. Lauren's doing some weird dance in the background I could see in the green room, but she just realized I could see her. So there's some other perks that I'll be reaching out to you guys about. We are doing a season 2, the details of which we have not publicly released yet. We're still working out some pitch decks and slides and partnerships with some folks that we have lined up. And it's ever growing. So we will be working on that to release right after New Year. It is very, very close to being done. I'm very excited in the way that Fantasy Turf War is growing this year. And one of the things we are going to do, and one of the premises of what our mission was at Fantasy Turf War, was to take these 64 teams to the next level. We wanted to kind of incentivize business growth via fantasy football and kind of gamifying it a little bit. And so I do have a little bit of a sneak preview in that we have Renee Neal's statistics and what her growth was over the course of this season. And so throughout the season, again, this is all her work, not ours, but it's just something we kept track of this year. She had a 24% increase in her TikTok followers from the time of her registration, which would have been about April, May, through the end of this week. She also had a 155% increase in TikTok likes, which is awesome. She increased her Instagram followers by 18%, and she increased her Facebook followers by 10%. So that's awesome. Hopefully that's converting to real dollars for her in her photography business. If nothing else, she's getting lots of eyeballs on the things that she's doing. And hopefully that's working out for her. We're going to keep working with her on that. Want her to be part of that conversation going into next year. But we're very appreciative of everything we've been able to do this first season. I'm very excited for what season 2 is going to bring to us. And I'm not going to get too sentimental because we've got some football content to get into first, and then we'll do that at the end of the show. So, Lauren, back to you.
That's a great way to get frozen.
He's going to get
Let it again. There it is. Ah!
At least she's done dancing.
Okay. Yo, kind.
She just made her chin
Glitching?
grow like 15 feet though when they got frozen.
I feel as though I'm glitching. Okay. Are we good? Okay.
Yeah.
That caught me up guard. Corey's gonna cry. Okay. Y'all
I'm gonna
please,
cry.
that
I'm just
should
being
be a clip.
sentimental.
Okay. Talking about football content, we are going to go over fantasy football overall players based on, obviously, you have your average draft position that's set in the beginning of the year for what you think and what everybody thinks, the NFL, yada, 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 who should be first down until number 200, 300, whatever. And then you have the players that actually do things. And we are going to talk about the players that actually lived up to their scores and or why they should have been higher and whatnot. So starting with Mr. Jamar Chase from Bengals, wide receiver. You should know who he is. If you do not, again, someone in my league drafted him first. So he obviously saw this potential coming right out of the gate. Just to throw in there, his 2024 stats are 117 receptions, making him first in the league for that. 1,612 yards, to be specific on that, because he is also first for that. 16 touchdowns, first for that, and averages about 13.8 yards. So we'll let Matt carry on with Mr. Chase.
Got you. All right, yeah. So like, I kind of curated the list just based off of the fact that okay, like whether they were a value or they kind of just like got that ROP, and if not, which ROP is return on pick instead of return on investment, like ROI. You got the ROP and above. Before draft season with the whole Jamar holdout, he was pretty much being drafted at like third overall, if not like first, and then he fell to pick seventh overall based off of ADP across like Fantrax, NFBC, Yahoo, etc., and CBS and such. So it's a big fall, and it actually allowed guys that didn't have the first pick or first three picks to get a guy with the top three talent, and it kind of really panned out. So with that finish, you're like, oh hell yeah, I managed to get a guy that went off with 1,600 yards and that many touchdowns. He may get the triple crown, which is absolutely bonkers. So I would love to see Jamar Chase do it, and then get a nice long extension that he wasn't able to pull off this year. So let's see what happens. Jamar Chase, though, absolute stud, MVP all day.
I like it. Did you guys have him on your team at all?
Nah,
I didn't either.
I did last year, but obviously he popped off this year.
I'm a running back whore in the first round, so I can't not walk away, even if there is a great wide receiver him like him. I have to walk away with a running back.
Yeah, same here. If I can help it, I'm going running back all day first round. It is usually like one of those back end late round one picks where I'm going back to back that I would pick up something like this. Just depends on what the play out looked like. But yeah, I didn't have any shares, but definitely was a good pickup this year for sure.
Mm-hmm. I also agree with talking about the whole holdout before this season, and he was kind of being a prima donna there, but he definitely stuck to his word with what he deserved there and showed it again with all these stats. Also, I love the fact that this has nothing to do with fantasy football, but the fact that he's number one and he was number one in all of those stats.
Yeah.
So good question then. So do you think his holdout drama that played out, do you think it's is it worth it for him to do it given this production level? Like, do you think that it's more or less justified in him with that kind of behavior in the beginning of the season, given what the end of the season now looks like?
He did it a year too early. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He still had a year left on his contract before they could start talking franchise tag. So if he was doing I foresee it happening again. If he doesn't get a contract in the offseason, and this time he'll be right for it. Like, I mean, hey, I'll hold out. I could do this again, but just remember, franchise tagging me pretty much is what you're going to pay me anyway. So just pay me. And that's, I think, where the standpoint is. Just give me a year early.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, I think maybe this year was like the laying the groundwork, so they saw what that would look like if he does it again. If you don't want it, then pay up. So I get it. Le'Veon Bell did the same kind of thing with this holdout drama stuff. Yeah. Not a big fan of it, but I mean, if you are putting up the production numbers, there is at least some evidence and data to back it up that like maybe it's playing out for you. So I mean, get the money while you can, I guess. But I wish people would do different things. But it's part of the game.
Yeah.
It is. And moving on to Matt's tried and true favorite player ever. I'm going to say it correctly this time. My apologies for the last time I said it incorrectly. Saquon.
Daniel Jones.
Oh, we don't have to do that. We don't have to go there. We don't have to go there.
Literally almost had a stroke just even hearing the name.
It's like, no, please. Not in the same room. Saquon Barkley. He, again, Eagles running back. I hate to say this, but everyone we talk about today, I'm just not going to repeat it again. You should know who all these people are. It's just, yeah, if we're talking about them, they obviously did some stellar, amazing things this season. He has had, so far this season, not even counting what's going to happen postseason, 345 carries, 2,005 yards, 13 touchdowns, and averages approximately 5.8 yards.
Yeah. This year he was definitely my favorite. Kind of foresee this happening, but who were to say that, it would be this kind of ridiculous level? One game, pretty much 140 yards off from the, season record of most rushing yards in a single season. Absolute banana season for him. Way to go. Glad to see that he's, not being torn down by the horrific Giants offensive line. Yes, I will talk crowd on my own team. But Saquon Barkley definitely worth it, especially going pick 10 to get the number 1 overall running back. I mean, that was not only a value, but like pretty much could have won you your league, especially, if you were to tell the guys that picked Christian McCaffrey that you could have gotten the guy, picked Saquon Barkley and had the number 1 overall running back, they all would have did that in a heartbeat. But unfortunately, they went CMC like Lauren. And
what?
You got
whoa.
And Saquon Barkley just went off. Yeah, totally threw shade on you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've never drafted Christian McCaffrey in any league ever. I want that.
Not Turf Wars, because I'm pretty sure you did in Turf Wars.
McCaffrey?
Yeah.
No.
Who'd you draft the first round?
I had picks 14. I think I drafted it was Puka.
Oh, I got it mistaken. Sorry.
You're trying to play into the Butker joke.
Mm.
For those of you who are watching for the first time, you got to go back to the earlier episodes where Lauren admits that she drafted Butker in the first round one year. So
the first I ever played.
Don't worry, Matt. See, you got the joke in there. We're good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So like Lauren was saying, the names that we're going through today, and the names one way or the other, right? It's either you had them on the team and they paid off, or you played against them and you got burned royally. So like you're gonna know them one way or the other, hopefully. There's no arguments about it, right? Saquon is the clear number 1. Killer year. I know I don't have the rivalry issues that Matt's dealing with in therapy, those Monday nights. It's been a good year for him. Looking at next year, it's going to be tough to have anyone else as running back number 1. I think any case you have from McCaffrey is probably gone at this point, just from health concerns. So that'll be a conversation going forward. So if you had him, you're happy. If you played against him last couple of weeks, maybe not so much. But it's been a good year for him.
Yeah, I would also, with McCaffrey, I think it's odd, not too odd, but like odd the fact that they kind of swap positions in the sense that a lot of people were burnt out on drafting Saquon because it was like, oh, he's just gonna get hurt, his quad's gonna get hurt, something's gonna happen to him. And then this was the year that nothing happened injury-wise on him, but everything else. No, I'm not. I'm just
don't disrespect the squads. Say quads, okay?
Would never. The man's.
I mean, it's a good point, right? Christian McCaffrey was drafted running back or spot 1 in all but one division of the league. So I mean, it is something.
Yeah, and they flip-flopped, and now people are probably going to be like, well, Christian McCaffrey gets hurt every season. Now I got to draft one. So it's
he just wanted the time off. He just got married. He needed some relaxation time in Germany. So,
well, there's also this thing about just like players coming into the season with a camp injury that lingers like a soft tissue.
Yeah.
It's like a history-based thing. So like players that generally have a lingering issue, throughout camp going into the season, it normally carries over and it doesn't happen. Like you look at the Cooper Kupps, you look at the Christian McCaffreys, you look at the Saquon Barkleys, and those matters too. Like he's had his own seasons. And any other top player, it normally then comes back, bites him in the butt 5 or 6 times. just usually not as bad as CMC, but CMC loves to do this. Get hurt, miss 9 games, come back for 1.5 games, and then say see you later again. So it is what it is.
He doesn't care about how he affects fantasy teams, is what you're saying.
I mean, he's getting paid millions of dollars to play real football.
No, I know. But I love when like Josh Allen, when he had that like 50 some point fantasy game, he was like, how many did I put up? Like, what did I do?
Oh yeah,
so, like some are like actually into the fact that like people literally play like a game with them included, but I don't. Yeah.
As long as they're trying to score more points and not trying to throw their own game, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Fair. Like, yeah, they're playing in an unpaid league or something, and the team they're playing has them, and he's like, crap.
Yeah. He's like, I could directly affect it. Yeah. Yeah, we joke, right? That like fantasy football, like you have like relatively zero say in the outcome of the game. It's just however that player does. Mm-hmm. But if you are one of the players, you actually affect the game. So you got to be careful.
True. Very true. All right, moving on. We have Kyren Williams, running back for the Los Angeles Rams. I like all the numbers that I'm looking at here with 316 carries, almost literally one away from 1,300 yards in total. 14 touchdowns and averages 4.1 yards. The only thing I'm not liking is seeing where he went to college, as I have to hate that for the next week. Anyway.
Sucks to be you.
No, I'm living large. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, Kyren Williams was somebody that like when you were with us with off season, I was saying, possibly sneak him into the first round. Not even just in our league, but like in a 12-man, 10-man league. I was totally comfortable with taking him that high because I knew he was going to be good. Like, he's one of my guys. So if you were able to sneak around and get like a top end running back, like, I don't know, like a Gibbs or a Bijan, a Saquon, and then you swung around and you just went running back, like I did in a lot of places. It was a great 1-2 punch. You walked away with 2 top 5 running backs essentially, and you put your feet up and you say, okay, have fun playing me every week because they both are touchdown machines. So they do exactly what they need you to do all year. Definitely an MVP, a guy that was completely overlooked and is going to be a first round pick come 2025.
Yeah, I had him on one of my teams that I was competitive but did not make the playoffs in. It was a good year for him.
Yeah. I had him on a team too. Yeah, they will. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on to a person I would love to mention their college. We'll get there. James Cook, who is guys, I have to. Who is a running back for the Buffalo Bills. Carry 197 carries, 981 yards, 15 touchdowns, which is first. He is first in the league for that, and averages about 5 yards per carry. And if anybody's curious, he went to Georgia.
Yeah, nobody cared.
On vacation or what?
I did. Oh. If you're looking at ESPN, college.
Yeah, so I mean, he was another guy I was targeting pretty heavily. There is the team that I was drafting, remember, Cory, where I stepped in for that team that decided not to show up for the first 8 rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Literally their team is, I believe, Tyreek Hill, which did not pan out, but then Kyren Williams, James Cook. So, I mean, you're welcome.
Yeah.
If Tyreek Hill would have hit, meaning like if Tua knew how to slide, you would have had a good year.
That's also assuming that they show up to set their lineups.
That's true too. Well, he probably would have been winning, or she, and would have been a completely different story. But dude's an absolute monster. I can't wait to see what he's gonna be doing. He should be a first round pick. I mean, like I think there's gonna be a resurgence of running backs in the first round. Like this year was very wide receiver heavy, and the one thing you got to realize the trends in fantasy football. So this year the pendulum swung to wide receivers, where 5 out of the top, no, yeah, 3 out of the top 5 picks were wide receivers, which the year before it was running backs. So the pendulum swings. So you got to go buck against the trend. So next year we're going to probably go pick up a couple of wide receivers at the lower end, and they're going to be the ones you're going to be hitting. So just remember that. But also James Cook is going to be a stellar running back for next year. So yeah.
Yep. Lauren, do you have him on your team at all?
I don't believe I do. I had him last year on, I believe, 2 leagues, but this year, no, I did not. Unfortunately. I always end up with a Georgia player, though, but so this league was Brock.
That is why you do not win.
Thank God. Yeah.
If you had Brock,
God,
you had a good year.
True.
Yeah, it's either Brock or Ladd that you really had a good year off of the UGA people. I mean, again, James, not a bad one, but off of last year's draft class, I guess those would be the best.
Yeah, I don't think I had any shares of James Cook this year, but can't argue with the numbers. So good stuff.
I agree.
Right. You want to listen? You want to move on to the bane of my existence?
Yes, I was about to say that his favorite person. Arguably, the reason why Matt lost his whole league. I'm just looking at his smiling media day photo.
Oh my God.
Terry. Terry. I might say this wrong because you say it in a way that I don't pronounce it. McLaurin. Okay.
You got it.
Yeah. So how do you say it?
Can you not read?
McLaurin. Because I don't pronounce my name like that, so I say Lauren. So McLaurin.
McLovin, McLaurin. Didn't see that.
Anyway.
Yeah. What movie is that? What movie
is that?
McLovin. Yeah. That's the guy with the fake ID and the.
Oh my God. But what's the movie?
What's the movie? Not the T-shirt or any of the memes.
No, I can see it. I just
not
can't.
the ID.
Is that
Come on.
Jonah Hill's in it. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. I can see all
Michael
the characters.
At Jonah Hill.
I say Michael Cera, but that doesn't really narrow it down because it's the same guy.
No,
in
I
every
can literally see
movie.
all the characters. I just can't think of the. It's not. Wait, I'm gonna have to Google this. Pause.
Super bad.
Super bad.
Yes. I knew that one.
Jokes about periods and alcohol and detergents. See, look at that.
Renee Neal.
Yep. Fantasy Turf War champion Renee Neal is in the chat.
The building.
Congratulations, Renee. I didn't know you were in there. Congratulations to you. 64 teams. You are beating them all out there, and you get the movie reference.
Yeah, you're much better than Lauren. You should be on the show.
I mean, I don't disagree that she should be on the show, but I disagree with the first.
I can get her on. Renee, what are you doing?
We should, yeah. Miss Girl 1. We should have her on.
Just put her in the hot seat. Explain yourself.
Yeah, how'd you do with this?
How did you get here? How'd
you win a 16-team league that turned out to be 64 teams? What is up? But anyway.
Okay. Yeah, getting back to the bane of
you guys.
The bane of Matt's existence, Terry. He had 74 receptions, 1,034 total yards, 12 touchdowns, and averaged 14 yards. But that just wasn't enough for Matt to win his league.
Yeah, no, thanks for that one too. I'm glad you knew I had him. That's the worst part. He did his part. The rest of my team didn't, which sucks. That last game was phenomenal. He's been great all year. Literally one disappointing game, I believe, all season. If I pull up the game log, he's had literally week 1 and week 8, and that's the only 2 disappointing weeks out of the whole season. He has been a consistent force, complete, night and day from 2023 to 2024. Joe Burrow's a fantastic quarterback. You can't even deny the talent, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do in 2025. It's just going to be so much fun. They just need to get an offensive line for him, and he would be even better. Let's put it that way. Cool. I'm alone here. So it's the Met show, and
Sorry, please interrupt Matt. No, I was sending a very important message to Renee Neal that she needs to go check ASAPly. But
Let's check your email, Renee.
your Facebook messages.
Oh,
She ran.
She ran. She's like, hell no! I won the championship. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Give my trophy and leave.
Give my trophy, my 1-of-1 custom ring, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I meant to
Cory,
say too before I forget. She says she's not camera ready. Here, I'll put this comment in there. She says, I'm not camera ready at the moment. Neither am I. It's okay, Renee. I'd like to thank Jackson, Bateman, Nakua, Williams, and the real MVP, Bucky Irving. Congratulations, Renee.
I love that you gave credit to Nakua when he played a total of like 6 games.
Hey, it's not a matter of,
It mattered. No, he mattered when he came back.
Yeah.
He mattered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He won people leagues. It's just a matter of, were you able to last? Did you do as good as Renee to maintain winning? No, Lauren did not.
I did win like 4 in a row, though. Okay. I was really, it mattered when it didn't matter.
Late. It's like that JoJo song, it's just a little too late.
Yeah. Can you sing for us?
No, I'm good. She doesn't even know the reference, though. That's the other scary part.
No, I do. I just want you to embarrass yourself.
Go, Lauren?
I want to give Cory options to clip tonight, Like, really good ones. Yeah. We had to get that TikTok viewership up. So
we're gonna do side shows. We're gonna have movie hour with Lauren and karaoke hour with Matt.
Oh, everybody! I'll just end up breaking every computer.
He just got a new mic, guys. So please leave your song below.
Got himself a Shure. Was it MV6?
And I'm sure I'm going to break everything, possibly even the mic. But all right, let's keep moving. I'm already getting nasty looks from across the room here.
All right. Next is Joe Burrow, quarterback for. No, we didn't. Oh.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. What? Even Cory's like, okay. Quick, Joe Burrow, Bengals quarterback, total of 4,600 yards, being first in the league, 42 touchdowns, first in the league, 8 interceptions, and yeah. So honestly, his stats are killer. His team is just not as good as the world hoped they would be this year.
Did you say you didn't think he had a good season?
Whoa. That's not what I said. I said he had a great season. I said the defense on the Bengals had a less great season.
Oh, got it. Well, I like bad.
I glitched out there. I like acting.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh.
Okay, thanks.
But anyway, I actually kind of like that. Like a good quarterback on a team with a bad defense. All that means is they're going to be coming from behind, and that means they're going to have to throw more, which is the perfect remedy for fantasy football. I don't care that they win games in real life. I just want I want the quarterback to put up prolific numbers, and that's exactly what we saw. He's been fantastic. He was also on my fantasy team and did his part, and just came up a little short. But the fact that he went at pick 71 is why I say don't draft earlier quarterbacks. Like, yeah, you could get the Josh Allen who finishes like the quarterback 3. You can get the Patrick Mahomes who did not live up to the pick, or the Jalen Hurts, or anybody that went before him. Him going at pick 71 was an absolute steal. That is the guy I targeted this year. I had a feeling. I love that dude. 2025 is gonna be so much fun.
Agreed. I think he's had a bright future ahead of him for several years now. So I think he's going to continue to produce. I was a little skeptical when I first brought him in on one of my teams, but I've had no regrets. Not even a letter.
No regrets.
She doesn't get that movie reference either. Yeah.
No regrets. The tattoo. Come on.
No, that's a commercial.
What do you mean? It's literally in a movie.
What movie? Anyways, Joe Burrow's
where's
awesome.
the-
I have no complaints. And
Yeah,
you're right.
same.
Bad defense means overproductive quarterback, which is great for fantasy. Not great if you want them to win a championship.
Yeah. Just me.
Yeah,
don't
but
care
I
about
also
real life.
that man agree. Care a little bit. He deserves with producing that much. He deserves at
Yeah, money,
least
what
the
else do you want?
playoffs. At least the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe one day he'll get a ring. He has time. He's still young.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time in the league.
Yeah, I
For sure.
think I even saw there was like a. I want to say it was. It might have been. I don't know who it was. I want to say McAfee, but that would make sense because that's not NFL. It was some like talking head that interviewed him, and it was like, would you rather have the Super Bowl, get a ring, get MVP, and like never play football again, or no, go to the Super Bowl, lose, and never play football again, or go to the playoffs and lose the like that last round over and over and over and over again 6 years in a row. And he was like, I'd rather lose 6 years in a row and then come back and then win. And it was like, oh my God. So hopefully that doesn't happen to him. But
Yeah, what's this, Dan Marino? Look, the other reason you can't hate Joe Burrow is he's got a Batmobile, for crying out loud.
yeah.
Does he?
He does.
Yeah, he bought the Batmobile.
The Nolan Batmobile.
I like him even more.
Yeah.
He did.
I
And
think
then someone asked him in the press room about it, and he was like, I have nothing to say. He's like, I have no comments. He's
Bro,
like, yeah,
the
I
guy-
bought it. That's all you need to know.
The guy is an absolute boss. Like from the moment he won the NCAA championship game, sitting there with the Stoke, to now cruising around in a freaking Batmobile. My hero. I want to be him when I grow up, looking like Eminem. It's awesome.
I just want to go for one ride in the Tumbler Batmobile. I want to go in that.
Oh, that'd be
Just
so
once.
fire. Off-roading. Yes.
That would be sick. I think it's funny to see like all these players and how they spend their money, and him like that's how I would do it. If I had just money out the wazoo, I would buy something fun like that. It's amazing.
the old if I win the lottery, I'm not going to tell anyone, but there's going to be signs. It's when the Batmobile gets parked in my front driveway.
That's my
There'll be
ride to
signs.
work.
Whatever gets me from A to
Oh,
B.
dude.
Yeah.
What movie? You guys don't know that movie either.
I
Gets you
didn't
from
hear the
A to
quote.
B.
Whatever gets me from A to B, and it's like a really hot sports car.
Isn't
I
that
don't remember the
insane?
movie, but it's something I've always said.
Bruce Almighty. Sorry.
Ah,
I
Fine.
have seen that with
I wouldn't. I've been saying it longer than Bruce Almighty, but yeah.
I don't even know if
so
Lauren's
you're
older than
quoting
Bruce
so in
Almighty.
reality you're quoting Matt because he made it up.
No, it's always been a saying.
No, I know. Yeah. That's why I was like, I don't think it's in it or from a
Bruce
movie.
Almighty is 2003. So Lauren, how old were you?
Two.
Barely born.
Still.
Oh, my heart, it's aging. It hurts.
Yeah, I know. So much fun
All
being
right.
12 years older
All
than
right.
your co-host.
Moving on to Brian Robinson Jr., who is a running back for the Washington Commanders. His 2024 regular season stats are 182 carries, 789 yards, 8 touchdowns, and averaging 4.3 yards per carry.
Oh yeah. Why is this not working? There we go. Sorry, there we go. Sorry, guys. Brian Robinson is absolute steal this year. The fact that he went at pick 91, which takes him off the board at running back 29, and he finishes as a running back 22. That's that ROP return on that pick all day. It's a serious value. I did not see this coming. I knew that he was good. I knew that he has a bright future ahead of him going into his sophomore year. Just wasn't sure what the utilization was going to be with, Eckler there and him taking over the backfield like he did. even with Eckler still showing that he had some juice, really shows that he's going to be the future running back of that team. So, obviously the last couple of weeks haven't been as, pretty, where he hasn't been the fantasy value that we'd like. But at the same time, you just got to say, hey, we saw it. We saw the potential, full season going into his junior year in 2025. The future is bright. He's going to be a top 20 running back in 2025 without a doubt. And the Manders themselves, I think, are going to be a better team overall. They get a little bit better, O-line, and, Jaden Daniels takes that step forward. They're going to be a real force. And Brian Robinson is going to be somebody that's going to, benefit from that without a doubt.
For sure. How long has it been since you've been able to say that the Washington Commanders would be like a competitive team?
RG3.
Yeah, it's a good while.
It's over 10 years.
So, I mean, it's great. It's I think Daniels I think he's on the list for later on. Spoiler alert. But Robinson was one of the players I kind of discounted most of the season just because I thought there were too many unknowns. The quarterbacks kind of hit or miss these days as to whether or not they're going to meet the expectations or not. Daniels, I think I was a little more skeptical of too. That was definitely wrong. He's nailing it this year, of course. So I think, I think if you left him out of your consideration this year, Robinson needs to be on your consideration for next year for sure.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with all of the things. Moving on to I'll pull it up. Jackson Smith.
Ninjigba. I did it just for you.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure I know how to say that, but I'm not trying to get cancel cultured. All right. So he has 96 receptions, 1,121 yards, 6 touchdowns, and averages about 11.7 yards. He is a wide receiver for the Seahawks. I don't believe I said that. He did fantastic this year in fantasy. I had him on, I believe, my family league. And there were a couple weeks where, because it was a 10-person league, you kind of have more of like a beefier bench. And I had to make the decision of Jackson or Ladd was in there. Zay Flowers was in there. Just choosing like who I think would be better, whatever. And I sat Jackson more than I believe I should have based on the numbers that he put up fantasy-wise. He was great.
Yeah. One of the main reasons I put him on the show for the list is the fact that he was being drafted as wide receiver 44.
Mm-hmm.
To finish as wide receiver 10 by the end of the season is, the difference of winning a championship, essentially. He pretty much, won. It wasn't like it was, all, glory all season long. Like, no, not even close, in all honesty. It was kind of like a rough sledding for, let's just say, weeks 1 through 7, and then 8 he kind of kicked it in, and then 9 was like his, hey, I'm here, guys, kind of type deal. So like he really did thrust your team to new heights straight through. So like that's why he's a fantasy MVP for me. I like, who's gonna say like, okay, this kid would have finished as a wide receiver 10. I would have figured maybe 24 to 32 range, but man, 10, that's a serious jump. And we're going to see, I think, a really bright career as long as they can go and get like a different quarterback there. But he's just a stud, without a doubt. So Jackson Smith and Jigma, stud. And if you listen to us early in the season, we did say to draft him.
We did. That was one of my notes. We were hyping him up. But yeah, when you're talking about fantasy players as well, not just their regular performance in the league, the price you pay for him at the 44 rank, or was it 44, 45? 44. So the price you're paying for him in a draft scenario, the return you're getting out of him when he's top 10, you're getting gold. You can't ask for anything better than that. That's the type of move that will win you your league by picking up those kind of players. So all good things. If you have a dynasty, you're happy. If you're in a redraft, you know what to look for next year.
Mhm.
Sorry.
All
Matt
right.
said too many
moving
baby
on.
bottles.
Then wine, but yeah. Oh,
Moving on to my favorite player on this list, Rad McConkey. He is
Why
a
is
wide
he your
receiver because he's a great person. And he went to Georgia.
There we go.
there it is.
I try to give you a softball.
I also just love that. I didn't know this until looking at this right now. He is younger than me, and that's terrifying. That is terrifying with what
Where
he
did
is
I go
able
wrong?
to achieve.
You're getting old.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It's all right, Matt. Only one of us read about 9/11 in a textbook, and it's not you or I.
Oh, that's
It
right.
wasn't
I
in
experienced
textbooks
that.
at that point.
Yeah, it wasn't printed yet.
Yeah, I
It
know.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't in textbooks yet, though. Textbooks are aged. They don't go up until now. It's in textbooks.
So no,
Yeah.
they're not even in textbooks. They're in Chromebooks now.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to carry heavy books back in the day.
So did
Yeah.
I. Calm down, bro. I didn't have a Chromebook until high school.
You had iPads, bro.
No, I was never an iPad kid. I didn't have any kind of like device or anything until I raised me to be
Gotcha.
not an iPad kid.
I can't imagine reading about
But
9/11 in a textbook. Wild. But anyway,
Crazy, right?
yeah, it's crazy.
Yikes.
we're gonna be reading about COVID in the textbook too eventually.
But figured.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Lad McConkey, he is a wide receiver for the Chargers. His 2024 regular season stats are 77 receptions, 1,054 yards, 7 touchdowns, and averages about 13.7 yards.
Yeah. I mean, he had a great leg second half. I also got Jackson Smith and Ladd mixed up. So Jackson Smith was 42, Ladd was 44. Both still steals.
Liar. See? Bold-faced liar.
I know. It's my favorite
Gosh.
thing to do. So Ladd finished at 22. So literally cut his draft price in half. And said, hey guys, like the ROP was absolutely fantastic. If you invested in him, he was a great sleeper this year. Somebody, we also said to target. There was upside. We know that we had a fantastic quarterback throwing him in Herbert. So no reason he shouldn't have had a season that he did. Putting up a whopping 185 points. Showed little bright spots, through week 1, week 4, but really didn't kick it into gear until like the real end of the season, like week 11, 12, 13, and on. Like he really just went on to the end of the season and in championship weeks. If you had him on your team, he pretty much helped you win a championship. So Ladd McConkey, excellent pick. You know what they say about rookie wide receivers in year 2? The sophomore year is usually the season that they take a serious step forward. So I won't be surprised if he's actually going to finish as a top 10 wide receiver next year. So he's somebody you're definitely not going to want to forget about going into 2025. Hey, Cory, you're muted.
Just kidding. No, I think you're absolutely right. I have purchased several of his rookie cards in hopes that he does take off. So I hope you're right. Although I'm not a Chargers fan, being a Raiders fan, so still a little upset about the whole stadium thing. But that's is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to purchase any Brock rookie card?
I have several Brock rookie cards, and I was about to give you one for Christmas, and then I was like, no, she's gonna love Harrison Butker card first. Whoops.
Should not give her a single one. That's like giving up.
Fine, it's fine. So my address has changed. If you would like the updated address, that'd be good. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'll have my business associate called eBay send it to you.
Amazing.
Yeah, you just gotta put in your credit card information. Just click send. It'll send you whatever you want.
Cory did me right. Got me a Malik Neighbors card. So thank you, sir.
You bet.
Sorry, Lauren.
It's fine. I'll sell it for like a Bible in a couple years, something classy.
You need it. You need it after that statement.
Look, by the end of the year, no one's gonna remember that whole storyline anyway, and you can go back to fawning over him for his college days.
I'll remember, and I'll have card that's signed by him to prove it.
Great. So glad I can help you with your trauma.
I mean, I have a phone case signed by him from like 2015. So,
but see, that's why I got you the card. So you hyped him up all season, and then after I shipped it before Christmas, you're like, "Yeah, by the way, not my favorite player anymore." Whoops.
Oopsie. Yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. It's so cool. Yeah. So appreciated.
It's just on fire in the background.
Oh my god.
It's great. All right. It's totally great.
All right. Moving on. We have Jaden Daniels, who is our second quarterback listed tonight in general and second quarterback listed from LSU, which I think is cool. Total yards from 2024 is 3,500. He had 25 touchdowns and 9 interceptions.
So that's a great year. I think the future rookie of the year, in my opinion. Kid's an absolute stud. Called it from day one. The fact that he was going up off the board at quarterback 12 and pick, 102 is an absolute steal. This is why the draft philosophy is what it is. Hey, wait on quarterback. Don't spend up, right? Like Joe Burrow was a great price going off the board at, quarterback.
71 was his overall.
And 71 and quarterback 7. So that's great. But then getting Jaden Daniels and outside of the top 100 and, doing that, like that's a steal and a half. Like you can't beat that. And the production is absolutely there. Like the fact that he did this in his rookie year, especially the last 3 games of the season, 5 games actually, just state what kind of impact this kid is going to be for next year. Jaden Daniels probably will be a top 5 quarterback. So we got him without a doubt at a steal. So Jaden Daniels, absolute MVP. The ROP was absolutely worth it.
Yeah. So I was trying to think about him because I definitely think he wins Rookie of the Year. Although I would really like for it to go to Bowers. I just don't see it happening when you talk about like the overall impact.
Neighbors.
Or could. It very well could. Like, you can make an argument, but I think Daniels is going to get it, and for good reason, right? Like he carried his team to the playoffs. He obviously had help too, but when I was thinking of how he was impacted by like how you drafted him versus how he performed, I think we had a lot of skepticism, at least I did, going into the season about how he was going to perform. There's been a lot of dud, rookie quarterbacks in the last few years, so you're a little skeptical. Based on the known quantity kind of thing. So most likely you may have picked up a quarterback ahead of him and he might have been like your bye week thing, or depending on how you drafted, you were picking him up later in the game. Either way, I don't think you were disappointed in where you paid the price for him in a draft versus where you ended up using him. I think it's great value. And then you talk about like the overall impact on the league. I don't see a reason why he's not top 5 quarterback next year. I don't know who else you'd bump off the list, or who he would bump off. You know what I'm trying to say? He's going to be top 5. I don't see who else makes the cut in terms of the top 5.
For sure. I mean, you see what they did with Anthony Richardson this season. Bust. I'm
going to eat crow on that one. I was all Tony Richardson.
Yeah, and I told you not to. But anyway. I'm getting fired today. But no, Jaden Daniels is the truth. Like, I mean, he has everything you wanted with Richardson's upside, but way more talent and way more skill. So it's just everything you want. Like, he's the next Lamar Jackson, essentially, with more accuracy and a better arm. So,
who I'd also put Jackson in the top 5 too. So I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Next guy.
All right, Nick. Person
The hell was that?
was it throat?
Nick.
Lauren's working on her North Dakotan accent, eh?
Yeah, yeah. I said something yesterday, side note. It was like, you betcha. And everyone was like, sorry, guys.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
You're going to
That's
be
good.
living there.
That's getting clipped.
You betcha.
You betcha. God. Oh, yeah, pal. Okay. So our next person is
There's a new fear unlocked.
That's like 6 different places. It's like Canada mixed with like Wisconsin mixed with, I guess, North Dakota.
Let's see. Yeah, there was definitely some Milwaukee in there somewhere. So
Yeah.
Don't you know? Have you ever seen
don't
How I Met
you know?
I Met Your Mother?
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Moving on. Chase Brown, running back for the Bengals. He had 229 carries, 990 yards. That sounded weird when I said that. Sorry. Pause there. 990 yards, 7 touchdowns, and averages about 4.3 yards per carry.
Averages 400 yards per carry.
That'd be crazy.
Sheesh. Saquon Barkley ain't got nothing on him.
Scores a touchdown, just turns around.
Yeah.
Again.
Ping. Game of pong. But anyway, yeah, Chase Brown. Congratulations. Sorry that he went down with the knee injury in week 17. He should be ready for camp if I'm not mistaken, because it's about 9 months, so he should be fine. If not, missed the first month. But the reason why he's on the show, other than the fact that he finishes the running back 7 on the season, is the fact that he was coming off the board as running back 36.
Yeah.
It's a monster ROP. Like, this was a guy you took a dart throw on, and you're like, okay, cool. Like, if it hits, it hits. This is the starting running back. There's no Joe Mixon. And then boom, it hits, and it's like, wow. I got a guy like in round 11 or 12, and now he's the running back 7. Yeah, you would have paired them with the any of the two kind of special guys I was talking about at the top, whether you did the Gibbs Kyron or the Saquon Kyron stack, and then you swung around and got him at the end. Like, yo, you legit have 3 top 10 running backs. You were sitting pretty all year. Renee, did you do that? Because I'm pretty sure you probably did.
I'm actually pulling up. I was curious if either of the championship teams did that. So I'll pull it up here.
Because I'm sure Renee did, the superstar.
She did not.
Disappointing, Renee. Disappointing.
Neither did the opponent.
Interesting.
But the opponent did have Bowers.
Whoa.
And lost.
Me too. Me too.
All right. Let's go to one of my favorite guys next. Lauren, can you top us off here?
Brian Thomas Jr. He's a wide receiver for the Jaguars. 8 receptions, 1,179 yards, 4th in the league for that. He had 10 total touchdowns, and he averages approximately 14.7 yards.
Yeah, so this guy's a stud. Kind of called this as well. He was one of my targets going into the draft. I had a good year this year. Unfortunately, didn't win any leagues. Not to pat myself on the back, but like, he's somebody like I really liked coming out of college. The kid was an absolute stud. He's a burner. He's exactly what that team needs. The production got better once Lawrence decided to wake up and call himself Batman and not knowing his actual name. But not to make light of this subject, but anyway, he just went off and just did his thing. Like, this kid is going to be a stud. Same thing I said about Ladd McConkey for year 2 wide receiver. It's going to be the same thing with Brian Thomas. I think he's going to be an incredible wide receiver from here on out. So watch out for him. Make sure you're drafting him in all your leagues, because I'm telling you, we're about to see, like, I'll put this, like an Odell Beckham-esque kind of type player in his prime. That's how good this kid is.
Bold.
It's a bold time.
Yeah, so I actually have this player flagged as one of the players I want to see play in person because of the explosiveness of him. So that's one of the goals next year is to actually get out to one of the games and watch. So we'll see. But I like what I see. I have him on a dynasty team, so looking forward to it. It's been a good year for him, so can't complain.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't complain because, again, I didn't make any playoffs, but I won't complain.
That's all you
Yeah.
complain
No complaints about Brian is what we're talking about.
Right.
Right. And moving on to our last player, Matt's favorite, aside from Saquon and Barry, I guess. We have Chuba Hubbard, who is the a running back for the Carolina Panthers. He had 250 carries, 1,195 total yards, 10 touchdowns, and averages approximately 4.8 yards per carry, and arguably carried his team to the 4 wins that they had.
Yeah, so carried him to what exactly?
Yeah. I mean, he's another guy, like I would say, to target, like along with pairing with Jonathan Brooks, who unfortunately went down with an ACL injury as well. So did Chuba Hubbard. It's just ugly, unfortunately, but part of the reason why I lost my league is because he just decided to get hurt. But anyway, he had a fantastic season through and through. I did not expect this kind of season to not only fend off, I think, a really good rookie running back and to make sure that he did not have a job, but to get himself an extension. So everything points to the arrow up for him. Unfortunately, this injury opens up a window again for Brooks, who will probably be ready at the same time. So they're going to be fighting for a job again. 2025 is looking a little kind of on the bleaker side for him, but for this year, absolute stud. Coming off the board at running back 43, and then turning into a top 10 running back as well. If you did this year, you really panned out. Like you got the Chase Browns, you got the Hubbards, and you just kind of hit on all your late round picks. Like you really did have a good season. This year, this is like I would say an exorbitant amount of guys in the later rounds finishing as top end talent, and it's a mixture of young players and older players that you just didn't see coming. It's a wild year.
Yeah, and it's good too, right? It shows that you have to pay attention to the players. You have to pay attention to your entire draft, not just the first couple rounds, and then just kind of sit on it. You have to pay attention a little bit. And kudos to us at Fantasy Turf War for doing a contest with this as one of the jersey giveaways. So, Boba Sensei got that jersey, so that's it's good on us. But it's been a good year for him. I think you're right in the sense that he. Had he not gotten injured, you probably would have a much solid footing for next year. With the injury, I think Brooks is back in the conversation, and you got fresh legs compared to a little bit older guy. So we'll see what happens, but it's been fun being out here in Carolina. It gives us a little bit something to root for again. Hopefully Bryce Young is up to par next year. We'll see. Maybe not, probably not, but we'll see. So it's been good.
He looked quasi-competent towards the second half of the season.
Yeah, he did get much better. That's for sure.
I think getting benched was a nice little smack in the booty that got him going.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the time.
But I guess
I don't even know how to approach that.
All right.
And Lauren took the cake because I made a bunch of inappropriate comments.
I just couldn't finish out the season without Lauren getting her own HR complaint.
Steelen was here, and she just went.
You're welcome. Go out with a bang,
Get us out of here before we get canceled.
Please. All right. So that is going to do it for this season, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the inaugural season of Fantasy Turf War. We have loved having you here. We have loved being here. It's been very exciting, very fun to be part of something so fun and new and never been done before. So if you feel like you've gotten value out of this show and this season, please make sure to hit that like button to please the algorithm gods, because we would love to come back for season 2 already off on the right foot. So subscribe and share the show with literally everybody you know, because before you know it, Fantasy Turf War will be back in action for season 2. So Matt, where can people find you, and do you want to shout anything out?
Yeah. Guys, you can always find me at Locked On Fantasy Baseball. You know, you can find me on all my handles like that, Matthew_RNA. But also too, like, you know, the second we start putting off-season content on, you're going to want to be there in season 2. You know, prep starts immediately. The season ended. Start focusing on next year. Don't forget these players, write them down, etc. Keeping it fresh in your mind, watching this podcast will help you win your leagues for next year. You know, it's just a way to do it. This is how you stay successful every year. So come back next year. And Cory, where can the people find you?
Crying in a corner because I didn't make any of my fantasy football playoffs. That's usually it. No, so actually, I'll extend it a little bit because I gotta do the sentimental thing because it's the last show of the year. So, you can find me on Fantasy Turf War and all that stuff, but you know, all that's in the show notes and all that. That's all good. I appreciate all the conversations we've had throughout the year. What I do need to do before we wrap for the year is just give a genuine thank you to several folks. First and foremost are my 2 co-hosts, Lauren and Matt. I cannot thank you both enough for everything you guys have done this season. Convincing, trying to convince you to do this crazy 64-team football league on YouTube with a PowerPoint and some kind words. I cannot thank you guys enough for taking a chance on me, on this company, and trying to set out to do something from the ground up. Literally could not have done it without both of you, and I will forever be thankful for you guys taking that opportunity with me and getting down this road together. The future is extremely bright for the 3 of us, and I cannot wait to see what season 2 has in store. I cannot wait to share with you guys all the stuff that's coming for season 2. We've got a lot coming, so I'm really, really excited. And then I also need to thank all the people at home, whether you watched for 1 second, 30 seconds, or if you watched, somehow you suffered through an entire episode with us. 1, I'm sorry. 2, thank you. You know, every piece of it is just humbling and extraordinary, and I cannot thank you guys all enough. It has been a truly awesome adventure this first season. We learned a lot. Like there's no hiding the fact that we had some growing pains, and we'll do maybe a little off-season show or something at some point to recap some of the jokes and stuff. Now that it's all over and behind us, we can joke about platform switches and hate mail and anyways. But look, we took a show from scratch, and as of recording, last time I looked this afternoon, we had crossed, I think, 45,000 views and 160 subs, and that is off of nothing. We did it all on our own. We bootstrapped it together, and so that is a testament to us as a company, a team, and the 64 teams that participated, and all of the community that has joined in for all 17, 18 weeks of the NFL season and the few weeks in the preseason. So all of that is an awesome, giant thank you to all of you for 2024 being just one of the best things that's ever happened to me in taking a leap in Fantasy Turf War and making it happen. I can't thank you guys enough for that. What I will say is 2025 is looking to be even bigger and grander, and I think it's going to be great. So what that means for us, we are going to go dark for a little bit because tomorrow's New Year's, and Lauren's got to get an awesome bus ride with some shocks on the bus, as it's just going, and Matt's got some more bottles to drink. I mean, the vomit. I mean, you know what I mean.
Both. Oh.
In that order.
Both of them.
So we're going to take a little bit of a break in terms of producing content, but we have a whole stream of content getting ready for next year. We are going to take you from couch to fantasy football ready. That was something that we wanted to deliver this year. We have that being built now. That will be ready. We are looking to come back in April for the teams. If you are interested in joining, join that email list, fantasyturf4.com. Sign up there. That will be the only place you find out, because that is where we are going to start executing on our business plan for next year. And I'm literally starting January 1st. We'll say noon. I'm going to need some time to recover, but noon on January 1st, we're going to hit the ground running. And we've already got a head start. Some of the teams from this year have already locked in for next year in some bigger ways. And so that'll be cool news to share when we're ready for that. But again, not to belabor the point, thank you to Lauren and Matt and your families and all of you guys at home. And please thank them for me for letting you spend this time with me and letting me borrow you guys from them for the time that we've shared this year. It means a lot to me that they were willing to, let us do this as well. And so that means a lot to me as well, that your families are also involved. So please, please, please thank them as well. I'm saying as well a lot. So that means I'm getting nervous and I'm running out of things to say. So I will pitch it back to Lauren for wrap up on season 1. Guys, this has been awesome. I don't have many friends in life, and so that is usually by choice. But I'm proud to call you guys my friends and co-hosts and business partners, and I'm excited for next year.
Same, man. Thank you.
Oh, you almost got Matt to cry.
Nah. Appreciate you.
That was very sweet. Thank you, Cory.
Thank you for having us. It's been a great ride.
It's been very fun.
Matt, HR is waiting for you on the other line.
I know.
Oh.
And Lauren, HR said, don't bother. There's the door.
Okay. Well, other than that, everybody be excellent to each other, be kind, and until next season, keep moving forward. See ya.
Peace.